Hi all, welcome to Chess 24/7, and we are finally live. It's been a long time since I streamed, but anyhow, we are here, and in today's stream, we will be going for chess endgames that Lichess has to offer. Let me just make sure we are live and we're good to go. Uh, awesome, we are live. Let me just double check with the. Yeah, we are good here. Okay, so this position, we are playing with black pieces and we have to stop this pawn. The pawn is going towards this side of the board. Let me continue from here and play with black pieces here. Awesome. So my opponent is going to queen his pawn in next 5 moves, and I can get to the queening square with my king in 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, and my rook will also join in. So yeah, this should be something I can win with black pieces. So I think king b4 is the idea here because we need to shoulder our king if he continues pushing the pawn. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So now king f3, because if he pushes, now we can just give him a check. He has to go fish. I meant to check my opponent. hmm If I go to king d6, he'll push, and then if I put my rook behind the pawn, he can play something like king e8. If I come with a check, he can just go back. Okay, let me do this, and then maybe I fish. I thought I can. Um, wait, what's the issue here? Anyhow, the idea was to put my rook on a1, and if he promotes to a queen, I thought I will be able to give him a check, but that does not work because queen comes to f8, and that's check. If I come here, he'll just move his king here. I think this is I messed up somewhere. Let me go back a couple of moves. If I play something like king d5, he'll push. Yeah, let me try king d5 maybe. Fish. I don't know. Let me have a look at the analysis board. I think this is winnable with black pieces, but I don't know. I just yeah, okay, that's fine. King b4, and then here. Uh, okay, yeah. If I come here, king check. Oh, we do not prevent him from coming. I see. But I see. We do not prevent him to come to the d7 square. I see. Let me see. So we go to c6, get the opposition. I see. If he comes here, then we can just even this is better. If he pushes, we can just come here, and it's all good for black side. Anyhow, let's move on to the second position of the stream. Okay, this is uh the same position but with white pieces to play, so this should be a draw, I believe. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, yeah, we are playing with black pieces here. Let me see. Let me continue with the black pieces. Pawn is going this towards this side of the board. He has got 5 moves. queen and I can get my king. Let me just color it with a different, let me highlight it with a different color. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think this should be a draw because I already have a rook on the queening square. So he needs to put his king on c7. Yeah, but that's fine. Now we can just easily checkmate him. I think he's making it easier for me to checkmate him. And this is simple now. I can checkmate him very easily. Awesome. Let's move on to the next position of the stream. Okay, so this is easy because the pawn has not crossed the middle of the board and it's a rook pawn. So I can just I can just restrict my opponent's king to the third rank of the board, and now the moment it touches the third rank, I can attack it and get behind, and now get capture the pawn. Um, yeah, let's put it here, away from my opponent's reach. And now it's going to be a simple checkmate with the rook. Awesome. Let's move on to the next position of the stream. Black to play. Okay, let me see. The pawns are going this side. He has got 5 moves to promote. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can, and I can get tempo on the king with my rook. So this should be winnable with the black pieces. What's that? Anyhow, uh, yeah. Fish. What did I do? My bad. Yeah. Fish. I messed this one. I messed up this position. Oh, fish. I have to restart. I guess let me take a couple of moves back here. Okay, let me start here. Uh, Fish, you can come back. This is embarrassing. This is a pure, simple theoretical win for the black pieces, I believe. Oh, let me see if I can put it directly behind it. Can I get some? And now if I try to shoulder my opponent, but he always has this. Oh no, yeah. I mean, let me see what the analysis board has to say here. I think this is simple. I should be able to hold. I mean, I should be. Oh, it's a draw. Wow. I see because he has crossed the middle of the board, right? I see. I see. My bad. Should have been able to identify right off the bat. Anyhow, let's move on to the next position. It's black to play. I think this should be winnable because the pawn is quite closer to its home rank. Yeah, now we cannot push further because otherwise the rook comes to be f7. Yeah, and now we capture it. Yeah. Okay, let's just go here. If he comes here, I can put my rook on the other side of the board. And this is an easy win, easy peasy. Okay, let's move on to the next position. It's white to play. Interesting. If he pushes, I think if it's white to play, we can still draw. Let me go to the analysis board and let's see what the computer has to say. I believe we can draw. Yeah, it's a draw. I mean, the white side cannot win. But let me continue from here and try to play with the white pieces and try to hold a draw. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be a draw. Awesome. Let's move on to the next position. Black to play. The pawns are going this way, right? This is interesting. My idea is to play king b5, but he can push for e6. And then if we give him a check, he has to go back, right? And then we can even further improve. But after king b, let's see, king b5, e6, check. He has to come back and then we move ahead, right? But after king b5, he does not need to play pawn e6. Yeah, okay, this should be, I mean, this should be fairly simple, I believe. Yeah, okay, now I can come to king b6, but then he can just come to, but he can't come to d7 because the pawn will be, you know, left. So after king b6, he'll push for e6. And then if I give him a check, then he can come in front of the pawn, you see? I see. Maybe king, but if I were to play king f4, why would I come to yeah, king f4 if he comes here? If he pushes, yeah, okay, that's not the right idea. King b6, e6. And what about this check? He can come in front of the pawn. And let me see. Check, king e7. I move my rook to, let's say, h8. He pushes, come back here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let me see. Ah, fish. That's not what I wanted to do. This is confusing. I mean, let me see. Yeah, and now we can come in front of the pawn if required. Awesome. You know what? I'm going to continue this entire puzzle here. It's a win for. Maybe let's just do it for the sake of the stream. I'm going to continue this entire remaining game, the remaining part of the puzzle. That's checkmate. Awesome. Let's see. What's the next position here? It's black to play. Okay, let's see. The pawn is going towards this side. Okay, yeah, this is a knight pawn, so we can get a tempo on the king. We'll start with check first, right? Attack the pawn, and then we can get another check. Put him in front of the pawn, maybe. Oh, that's fine. I can now easily come towards the queening square. That's even better. And it's a simple pattern of giving our opponent the opposition and then giving a check with the rook because that fish. Did not mean to play that, but that's fine. Awesome. Let's move on to the next position. Black to play. I see. The pawns are going towards this side of the board, right? I see. He has got only three moves to uh, queen. I think it's a draw. I don't think black can win this. Let me see what the engine has to say here. Oh wow, the engine says black can win here. Let me see. I can't really shoulder my king here. So maybe a check from the side. Yeah. Let me see. Continue here with the black pieces. It's stockfish 8. Hey, it's the same position. Ah, come on. Now what? If I go for rook h6, he just pushes the pawn, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. Wow, why would he do that? Ah, okay, fine. I can't give. Yeah, I can't come to h4. Now that's mate. Awesome. Let's move on to the next position. Oh, this is a I've seen this one. It's a position by Reti, I believe. The idea is to play rook e6 and then rook e7. Let me see. I mean I know the winning idea, but I just don't know why it is the case. I think here the first move is to play rook e6. Let me turn on the engine. Yeah, rook e6. He attacks, and then rook e8. My bad. And then we can just shoulder him, and now it's a win. I see. Let me see. This one, black to play. Pawns are going this way, right? One, two, three, four, five moves. One, two, three, four, five, six moves. But I can get a tempi on the king, right? Yeah. So this should be, I guess, black should be able to win here. Ah, my bad. It's on the move I wanted to play. It's going to be check, attack the pawn, and now, oh wow, he just let us capture it, and then we can shoulder our king. You know what? I'm not going to continue from this point onwards because it's a win for the black side and it's a repetitive thing which I've been doing for the past couple of puzzles. So I know how to checkmate with a rook and a king versus a king, lone king. Yeah, black to play. Okay, I think continue from here. Play black pieces. Yeah, okay. This one I remember. I have to give him checks from the side. Wow, he just lets us capture it. That's good. Let's just move to the next position. Black to play. I think this is a draw. Let me just see what the analysis board has to say. It is a draw. Yeah, awesome. Because if we give him a check on g8, he can just hide in the corner, and then there is a chance of stalemate. If I come, let's say, king f8, it's stalemate. If I let my rook on the g file, it's mate. If I go to the h file, this comes back to g7, threatening to promote. So yeah, it's a mate. It's a draw. White to play, it's again a draw. Uh, because he can get a similar position with king h. Sorry, pawn h7. If I give him a check, he comes to h5. I'm threatening to promote. If I come, okay, wait, let's see. If it's white to play, he can play king g7, right? Yeah, instead of pushing the pawn, he can play king g7. If I give him a check, king f8. If king f6, I just push. And yeah, if he comes back, we promote with queen. Yeah, so it's a draw. Black to play, it's again a draw, I believe. I think it's a draw. Oh no, black is winning here. Maybe we have one extra move, you can say. Just check him, and now we can march in with our king. If he pushes, we can just give him a check here, and we win the pawn. And now this is winning. Let's move on to the next position. Black to play. Oh, I think this is winning for white. So we'll continue with this position with the white pieces. It's a very famous puzzle. If you not have already seen this, I can let you know. It's a pretty popular puzzle. We just come here. He'll give us another check. We come here, and now we come to c2, and now we come to the other side of the board. I mean, the pawn is dividing the board into two halves. And now we can just go here, and the yeah, you can even promote, and this is just winning. Okay, it's a little difficult to win with the rook and a queen, but yeah, it's a definite win here. I just don't need to. I should not step on the c file, otherwise it's just a fork here. So anyhow, I'm just going to move to the next position. White to play. Ah, you know what? I have for pawn endings. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm more interested in pawn. Yeah, these positions where we both have two rooks. I mean, we both have a rook and an extra pawn. With black pieces, this should be a fairly simple draw. Although, if it's white to move, then black is losing here because you can keep checking him. The moment he plays something like king c4, I can put my rook behind the pawn, and then that's a draw. So he cannot let my rook come to the e file, and this should be a fairly simple draw. Yeah, it's a little boring, but yeah, you can't do anything. And I'll be happy to exchange of rooks because then I can play king f7 on the next move. Yeah, so we just have to, I mean, we can continue around like this. And I cannot capture on f1 because he will not capture back, rather he'll just promote. And we can't stop giving our opponent check, otherwise he'll just promote. Awesome. Let's move on to the next position here. White to play. White to play. I think this is a draw. I'll play with the black pieces here. White cannot really make any progress because it's knight pawn, and the position of the king is good here. For the black pieces, just to put my rook on the c8 square. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It looks scary, but it's not. Trust me, it's not scary with the knight pawn. And now I'll just move my rook, make sure it does not get captured. Even if he pushes the pawn, that's fine. And yeah, with rook g7, I have to play to the corner of the board and not to the other side. Otherwise, he can come with the king, right? In this case, let's just move our rook to any arbitrary square on the last rank. Okay, that's fine. We can just do this. I can still move my rook wherever I want to. Let's just do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do this. Fine, we can just get here. If this king was not on a6, let's say it was on a5 or maybe b5, then I can even think about going back and checking my opponent from the from behind, or my opponent's king from behind, because then even if I get a check from my opponent's rook, I can just play in front of the pawn, right? Fine, let's just come here. We just need to have 50 moves with these checks, and that should be a draw because that's a 50 move rule, right? Or 25 ply, you can say. And we're already on the 45th move here, 46th move, a couple of moves later, it should be a draw. Let's just put my okay, you know what? Now I can still continue with this idea, or I can just, yeah, I mean, this is what I need to do. I thought my opponent's rook was not on the third rank. Come on, this should be a draw. Why is the computer not suggesting a draw here? And I can come back. Let's capture it. Awesome. Let's move to the next position. It's black to play. Okay, this is a draw. My bad. Continue from here. We can apply a simple technique of, because our opponent's king is still not closer to the pawn. And now let's move on to the short side of the pawn. And let's just put our rook behind the pawn. And this is a key move here, I would say. And this is our draw. Black is in solid shape. White can't do much here. Let's just move our rook. It's known as a short side defense. And if he plays rook e8, then I've got rook a2, and we can check our king from the side of the board. But anyhow, let's just go for the conventional method of putting our king, if not in front of the pawn, then at least closer to the pawn. And because we have our rook behind the pawn, the king really cannot, our opponent's king cannot leave the protection of the pawn, otherwise we capture it. The annoying part is that computer doesn't agree. I mean, it knows it's a draw, but it still continues playing with this. Ah, fish. Yeah, I have to put my king back. My bad. Now I can just do this. I think that is also a draw. Oh no, that's not a draw because our king is cut from the f file, right? Yeah, let's just do this. Get ready to play rook a1. Fine. Let's do this. Let's come here. And now we can check. Let's put it back. Fine. Let's do this. Awesome. Okay, fine. Now we can just come in front of the pawn. We'll just uh, continue with the same idea. Even though the pawn has promoted, I mean, the pawn has moved one square, but still, it's not enough to win because now we can just keep checking our opponent's king. And we can even at times come in front of the pawn if allowed. And now we can just keep checking him. But now we just have to be a little aware that a rook check on the last rank will be a mate because the pawn and the king covers all the escaping squares of my king. So yeah, now we have to check our opponent's king. Uh, Fine. If I come here, yeah, okay, that's fine. I can just put my king on the in front of the pawn, right? Yeah, that's still fine. Awesome. Now it should be a draw. Awesome. Let's move to the next position. White to play. I think this is a draw. I'll play with the black pieces. I mean, these are theoretical games which I have seen a couple of times in the past, which is why I can instantly figure out. And now we just need to move our king up and down. And our rook is in an ideal position here. Even though our king is not in front of the pawn, it's still a draw. Yeah, let's come back to a8. Ah, fish. It's now I can just put my king back, my rook back on a8. My bad. Yeah, I can even come here. If he pushes, I can just play king f7, and that should be a draw. Let's come here. Fine. Yeah, let's just give him a check. Let's come back. Fine. If he pushes for e7, I think yeah, it's easier to get this pawn. Um, Now if I come to e8 with my rook, this check is there. So let's just put our rook, and now we can just put our rook in front of the pawn. Ah, fish. My bad. I did not mean to do that. My bad. Let's just play our rook to a safe square. Let's just put our king here. Even this is a draw. Yeah, because we cannot give first check. And now we can keep checking our opponent's king from the back like we did in the previous game. Let's just keep it on the d file. Mhm. Fine, let's come back. Let's just do this. Even this is a draw because now our opponent's king is cut off on the last uh, file. Awesome. Let's move to the next position. White to play. Yeah, this is winning for the white side because of our superior rook position. Let's play with the white pieces here. In this position, let's see. The idea is to triangulate with our king so that it's black to move in the same position. And now let's just, we can win with this simple push of pawn here. And now this is going to be, oh wow, I did not see that, my bad. In this position, let's give it a check first. If I push for e7, let's say, rook h8, king comes to d7, and rook h7. Yeah, okay, I have to think of some other way. It's just different. But the problem is if I play king rook e7, rook h8, king comes here, rook d8, king takes, and then it's a draw, right? Um, if I push, rook check, king here. Yeah, okay, this should be good, I believe. Yeah, this should be good because my opponent cannot get to the other side of the board. And now let's just, if I come here, this check, and I can come here, and he cannot prevent me from queening. Now if I rook check, I can just go to g7 here. And now we are ready to promote. Oh, I could have played king f8 earlier as well, but that's fine. Awesome. So I'm just moving to the next position here. It's black to play. I see. Let me see. Black to play. Pawns are moving towards this side of the board. Yeah, I think this is a draw. I can play with black pieces here. Let's just come in front of the pawn and maybe move to the next uh, file if allowed. Go back. Fine, let's hit the rook. Check will come back. We're getting towards queening square of the pawn. Let's give another check. If he comes with this rook, we'll just go to the other side of the board. And let's come here. And we can go to the last square very easily. And let's come here. And let's come back to check our opponent's king from behind. Fine. Let's just attack the pawn. Okay, let's see. If I give him a check, he comes here. He come here, right? Yeah, okay, let's do this. Because there is no rook check available here. Ah, you know what? That's not the move. That's not the right move. I think just put our rook here on the same file. Now we can come here. Because the idea is to make sure that my opponent's king cannot leave the protection of this pawn. Otherwise, white can just advance. Right now, he cannot come to c7. So it's a similar position that we had a move, couple of positions back, I would say. Let's come back here. Fine. Let's just come back to the original square, the c1 square rather. Let's just keep our rook behind the pawn. Ah, fish. It was a mouse slip. Okay, we can still put, now we can put our king in front. Even if we get a check, we can just put our king in front of the pawn. Let's just check him. Yeah, let's just keep it like this. And now it's a draw because our opponent cannot cross the d file to get to the pawn. Awesome. Let's move to the next position. White to play. Okay, this should be winning for the white side. The idea is to advance our king with tempo. Now let's just protect our pawn, get our king, hit the rook once again. And now our king is in front of the pawn, or at least it can get in front of the pawn. I can even push, or this should be fine. And now let's just get fine. Now we'll get it in a zigzag manner, but we'll push. And now let's just get our rook, king in front of the pawn. Now this is a bridge position. I think it's known as the bridge position, right? Yeah. Now I can put my king on the my rook on the fourth rank. Give him a check, or yeah, we have to give him a check. If he comes here, we can just shadow our opponent's king and then promote. Nice. We can just put a rook here, and he can't really prevent us from queening our pawn now. Let's get this. And I'm going to put this game also. I mean, I'm not resigning. I'm resigning because it's a repetitive idea to checkmate my opponent's king with the lone rook. Okay, now because the king's position is not good, I can, although it's on the short side of the pawn, which it should be, but we can still win because of the bad position. Ah, fine. Yeah, now we can just push. I think this should be enough. Oh, okay, you can give me a check here. That's fine. I can come here, right? Fine. It's a good move. What? It's a draw? I mean, this is not a draw. Anyhow, I mean, it's winning for the white side. What can I say? Black to play. Black to play. I think this is losing for black. I'll play with the white pieces here. Uh, yeah, the idea is to push. I mean, if I come here, you can give me a check and I have to come back. Or maybe, you know what? Let's just put a rook here. No, that's fine. Ah, fish. It's a rook pawn now. My bad. Uh, Now I can even think about. Uh, oh no, I can't. I can't do that. I see. I see. If I give him a check, he can advance further down the board, right? If I push. Oh, fish. Did I mess this one up? Let me restart. Hmm. Rook, king a4, rook a8, king b5, another check. Now I can just. Oh no. In this position, let's just. I'm not sure. I think I messed this one up. Let me see. Come on. I think this is winning for the white side. I just can't find the right move. Let me try this and try to push the pawn. Yeah, okay, now this is winning, I believe. If I push, go back, right? Then my I think I have to restart. Maybe I'll continue from this. Let me just see the analysis board for this position and then I'll call it a day. But I think this is winning. Yeah, this is. What about this? Now we just come here, right? Uh, Fish. I think it's winning. I think I'll call it a day and I'll start solving the puzzles, the positions from this point onwards. Anyhow, I hope you liked today's stream, and in case you did, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm not sure when I'll stream next, but yeah, that is how it is. Goodbye, and see you in my next stream.